Guess where I am? I'm back. What's happened to me? Is it the carnivore diet? No. So, over the last 12 days, I've had 2 very painful obstructions, which baffled me at first because I'm thinking everything I eat turns to fluid. What could be obstructing it? The first time, chronic indigestion that just wouldn't go away kind of persisted and got worse, to the point where I'm on my knees, kind of like bent over a pillow. You're just trying to sort of like get movement, and nothing's going in the bag as well. And so I'm thinking like, wow, that's crazy. No wind, no fluid, not a drop of anything. I thought I'd try and flush myself out. So I drink a load of cream. Didn't help. 2 hours later, I'm like spinning out, and then I'm on the floor in the garden throwing up. And again, with that force, you'd think there would be something in the bag. Nothing. Not even air. Nothing. Flat as a pancake. Anyway, this eventually passes very, very slowly, and sure enough, nothing but liquid in the bag, right? So I'm thinking, what was that? What just happened? Like, there's no evidence of anything that would have obstructed me. Now, 2 days ago, this happens again, except for I didn't drink or eat anything the moment I got symptoms, and it got worse. And I was like, right, I'm not eating or drinking anything. And this continued for hours, and it was very, very painful. And so I really didn't want to come back here, but I thought I need to get some answers. And in the back of my mind, I was thinking, is it something to do with the second surgery? Right, so I get a CT scan, and sure enough, I've developed some very unfortunate scar tissue, and the small intestine's quite free and moves around, but there's a lot of space there, and so it moves. It's not God's design, it's not nature's design, whatever you believe in, it's man's design. They've intervened on me because well, not the same people, but I've been failed with advice, followed that advice. You end up here, you get surgery. Not a good thing. Even if it's a good surgery, there's no such thing as a good surgery. And then obviously the second surgery, which I had to have because there was no option for reverse, they had to remove the back end. That meant going through the front because the tissue was so small. And now because I've had 2 major abdominal surgeries, I've developed this scar tissue, and that's caused all my problems. They did the scan and they can see it's like strangling my small intestine. And that's exactly how it felt. It felt like someone went, like that, and they were just like, nope, nothing's going through. And so obviously that's why things were coming back up. Right now I'm okay. I'm not in a lot of pain, maybe a 1. And I've been overnight, so I look like crap. I haven't slept very well at all. And, all the blue light, and I was hanging around here for 16 hours yesterday. Quite frustrating, especially when you're sitting there in pain. You just, no one's seeing you, no one's, it's not like I just want painkillers. That's not going to do anything. I understand, it can be a good idea to have painkillers, but it started to sort of subside a little bit, and then I started to get a little bit of movement, but it was problematic all day, and I'm amazed I actually got any sleep at all, but because they come around and they check your blood pressure and all this nonsense, bloods and, like your cannulas and all this kind of stuff. And, well, I'm staying over another night, and the reason why I'm here is because we all need to see, can I actually eat and drink? Is it going to work? And if it doesn't, and usually the plan is if it lasts longer than 24 hours and you're still in a lot of pain, there's no movement, surgery number 3, please. So, this is why it's so important to eat right and live right when you are right. Don't wait for it to go wrong and then go, oh, do you know what, I'll get my act together. I can't stress that enough. That's, and it's not like I did it. I didn't know what I was doing was bad. I understand I ate some things that were bad. I did enjoy a drink every now and again. I would eat a dessert every now and again. There were some processed foods in there, but I was not on a processed food diet. I was on a whole plant food based diet with some lean protein. All protein's lean, but you know what I mean. But I think, if you do know that you're doing things that are bad and you're good right now, stop doing them. You don't want to be in a position like this. It's quite scary because you just don't know where you stand. You're eating a meal and you're rolling the dice, and you don't know, in a few hours, are you going to be on the floor in pain? Is my bowel going to perforate? Do I need a third surgery? Do I need a fourth surgery? Because every time you have these surgeries, it increases your chance of more scar tissue developing. And it's developed quite quickly, really. Usually it takes more so a year, 2 years, and even longer, rather than, a few months or something. I don't know. The body's a genius until man intervenes and then it gets confused. And I think that that's what's happened here. It's nothing to do with the carnivore diet. Sure enough, every single time I get relief, there's nothing but liquid in the bag, right? The biggest piece of sort of connective tissue or gristle would probably be the size of a flaxseed. So it's not causing obstructions. It's a consequence of having 2 serious abdominal surgeries. And so, well, look, on a positive side, I feel fine. I feel okay. I'm reasonably positive that I don't believe I will need a third surgery. I think I will be going home tomorrow at some point. And I know when I get the pain, I know what it is. It's not a nice thing to think of what's going on in my stomach when it happens, but I know what it is and I know how to deal with that. I don't know what else to say really, other than if you're feeling good and you're thriving, just take care of yourself. Don't think that you just have good genes and that you'll be okay and it won't happen to you. I just encourage that everybody looks after themselves. You owe it to yourself. You only get one body. And I don't think we should be maybe so hedonistic with these little toxic pleasures. We call them treats. We're not treating ourselves, we're poisoning ourselves. And yeah, I would just encourage that, if you're in a good position, treat yourself right. I mean, what a great position to be in, if you've not had any kind of chronic ailments, you haven't had surgeries, and you can kind of take care of yourself and your life and prevent all of this stuff. Because I understand that a lot of people just think, oh, well, that's life when you get to 70 or 80 or 90. It doesn't need to be. You don't need to go through this kind of stuff. I'm going through a pretty unique experience because I don't have my colon. And then after that, there's a number of other issues that have sort of followed, 1 second.